don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Construct, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me they're tired as a friend on a slack real week. I haven't been getting sleep. Long in this singing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed. Begging that generations remember our story.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, YouTube? Peace and blessings. Honor to the Most High. I hope all is well with each and every single one of you. Appreciate you for being here. It's 91 degrees outside. I hope you got your ice cold waters, whatever type of beverage you need to stay cool. I hope your air conditioners are working. I hope you got Freon and all them shits, because it's a burner. It is hot as hell out here, man. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators, all that good stuff. You know, I'm going to give my flowers to the good people always. I got Sarah in the building. You see the title. I got the clip. Let me bring her up on the big screen so we can get into this, man. Y'all know I'm probably one of the hardest working brothers on the internet, man. I'm always doing something behind this laptop. Sarah, what's good? What's good? What's the word?
Good morning, or afternoon.
How you feeling out there? You got you something to drink? You cool? The weather treating you right?
Yeah. No complaints.
All right now. Well, look, I got a clip I want to play for y'all, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is coming from a woman. This ain't a guy speaking on, so you can't say it's misogynistic, you're being sassy. It's really an actual concern. It needs to be addressed. So I'm gonna bring it up on the big screen. I'm gonna let her get her bars off, and I want to hear what you got to say about it. I want to hear what the people got to say about it. So let's get this up here real quick.
I'm starting to see why these men be playing y'all the way they do, because y'all literally be going around thinking that y'all gonna be living this lifestyle like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, and y'all dead ass be thinking that they're gonna take y'all seriously, like going around like bragging about being ran through, bragging about being a thought, just giving like this extra ass ran through, I'm an independent woman energy. But as soon as an athlete come around, y'all turn into these fake submissive, oh yeah, I'm ready to get wifed up type of women. Like y'all see them athletes as the prize more than you see yourself as the prize. So when Megan get with somebody like Klay Thompson, y'all expect him to just be a simp and just forget about her past, forget about all the controversy she been in, and just wife her up. Same way with Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. Like, y'all was like, oh, Cardi, she's having this Cinderella moment because she left Offset. Now, Stephon Diggs, it's your time to marry her. Whole time, like, y'all really expected a man who had 4 different kids on the way at the same time as Cardi B's kid with him to actually take her seriously? Like, y'all are the delusional ones. This is why men be playing in y'all face, because y'all be playing. And this is why I can't be mad at some of these men when they be saying that y'all choose to be single mothers. Because Cardi B is a literally multi-millionaire, and she chose to be a single mother to Stephon Diddy.
Mm.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, yeah, and more. Yeah, I'm just going to jump right in. What makes a woman think that a man or an athlete at that caliber is your meal ticket? We can hope, we can dream, but if shit hits the fan, he's not going to have your anything left. No, he's not even going to. He's not even thinking of putting you anything in his name. Where do they get this from? That's what I like to know. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I've seen it. I've seen it around when women are hoping that the man is their meal ticket. And I'm just like, I wish I jumped onto that bandwagon, or wish I jumped onto that train. But in reality, as you know, men just drop women like flies. Sorry. Yep.
Nothing to be sorry about. I don't like the direction that we've been going in the last 20 plus years. And I'm glad that she said it, and I'm glad that there are more women speaking up, because when we have these discussions, you have to understand, for anybody who is in the audience or someone who's carrying these type of topics close to home, they are looking for a couple of things within these discussions, and you have to be very, very direct but very like transparent about your position, and you can't be biased. So when I hear women speak about it, it does something to me different, because you know that I'm not out here tripping. I'm not just seeing or just making up stuff. It's all over social media. It's plastered up and down your timeline. How can you argue with that? We can talk for hours and hours and hours about how men move or how women move. But for this particular case, I don't like the lack of accountability for the double standards, the hypocrisy. And actually, to be honest with you, it's the double standards and the hypocrisy within the ideologies that a lot of y'all follow that create horrible relationships, because you're practicing one thing, but you're maneuvering differently within the confines of the parameters that you have established with the other person. So if you are on social media 24 hours a day in your leotards, half naked, half dressed, listening to music that supports prostitution, scamming, etc., but then behind closed doors, you are the complete opposite of everything that you see, you are making it very difficult for anybody to take you serious, because nobody knows who you actually are. Are you the version of these social media influencers that we see on TV, or are you Tina from Milky Way Robinson, Iowa, that likes to go fishing and likes to rollerblade and doesn't like expensive meals and things of that nature? Or are you the one that calls herself Cardi S and Megan the Stallion slash Robin? You like roof crisp and expensive restaurants and Botox and your face is plastic and nothing about you. Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? So she
And
cooked.
I'm glad you said that about they have lost their identity. They don't know who they are as an individual. They don't know who they are as a person. And as you know, it's all a facade. It's all plastic. It's all manufactured. You can't have a real conversation with these women. There's no substance. And unfortunately, social media has played into it. And there's an image that needs to, that's actually being portrayed. And these poor women, if you are not, grew up in a good home, or you haven't been, like traveled, or you haven't, gone through school, the next best thing, you see what's out there in the media. You see what's out there on the TV. You see what's out there in the news, and they don't know any better. You know what I mean? As you know, news is the easiest way to infect a person's mind and soul. It's all lies. And unfortunately, that's how they get you, or that's how they get us, because they have it on 24 hours of a day. How many channels? How many, like as I said, everything's on digital right now. And everything is unfortunately is like, look at me, this is what I look like, and this is what I'm earning, or not even earning, this is what I like, you know, it's just, it's all a facade. It's all a cover up, because deep down, I know they're hurting, or they're going through some personal demons, or some personal, just low self-esteem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's so many layers, and we've opened up a big can of worms, because if the woman's mind isn't right, we are easily influenced. It doesn't take much.
When you find yourself becoming a part of a fan club, and you have channels and banners, and you're getting tattoos of these people on your body, and you're dressing up like them for Halloween, you know it's bad. You will never be able to convince me that people are not influenced by these folks. Right now, as we speak, two people that I know are getting scrutinized. Pardon me. Two people I know are getting scrutinized. Lisa Ray and Drewski. Drewski does skits, but Drewski mocks the church. So a lot of people give him a pass. Lisa Ray is getting scrutinized for being 50 plus, dancing to music that is secular and promotes basically scammers, thieves, Chads, and Tyrone archetype of men and women. And if you really cared and really dug deep enough to understand the meaning and messages within the context of the music that you're listening to, you wouldn't look at it the same. You wouldn't look at the people the same anymore. Unfortunately, we're lazy. We're only as good as the company we keep in. As long as it's a convenience to be ignorant to it, people will always follow under that command. like I don't have nothing against any woman who makes her own money and takes care of herself. That's mandatory anyway. Once we hit 18, technically you're supposed to already be establishing yourself and doing things for yourself out here. Because you know, just like I know, the world don't give a damn about you, me, or the next person. Inside that house, your family love you. Inside that house, they're gonna tolerate your bullshit. Inside that house, they'll put up with your arrogance and you being conceited and mouthy and all that. When you get out in the public, you're not about to get met with the same love. So I hate this premise that men shame women for being successful and having money. It has nothing to do with that. What we're talking about here is you putting preferences and limitations on certain men who make X amount of money, or they have certain physical attributes that prohibit them from being within your space, but you don't have that same energy for the people who pull in or gross $60 million a year. They can walk on your back and you'll lay right there in the puddle and let them get to their car. But let it be somebody like me or any average Joe. You don't see them. Lotto got pregnant by a married man. And people are still trying to defend her. Cardi B is no different, no better. But yet these are the type of folks that we listen to, and you get offended when someone speaks about it. It's not about the person, it's about the characteristics within the person that we keep on holding to a certain standard. Are you?
And I like how, yeah, it's, you know, they're at that status and they have a supposedly image to maintain. But I like how you said to an average Joe, either you luck up, winning the lottery, you know, really truly fall in love genuinely, you know, with a sportsman or someone with a high caliber, you know, good for you. But in reality, most of us have to work a 6-week job, maybe sometimes 7. We have families, we have responsibilities, you know what I mean? And over a period of time, life will, and it does beat you down big time. And, you know, you got these young women, like, I don't know about you, when she came onto the scene, I was like, are you fucking serious? That was my first thoughts. Are you fucking serious? Is this where we're heading? And I'm like, what example are you leading? And I'm just like, to me, it didn't sit well. But then I do have different standards, different morals, different mindset. You know what I mean? I'm not caught up in that way of living and life and that kind of image, you know, in that sense. And I like how she did point out, you know, at the end of the day, you and I, we know it's a meal ticket. That's all it is. Yeah. Like in a sense, and I know women they'll do everything and anything to hold on to it on whatever levels, on all levels, I should say.
If I had 1.3 million subscribers, followers on TikTok, Facebook, IG, Twitter, Rumble, Kick,
All the
and
socials, yeah.
if If I had 1.3 million people following me on all of these platforms, I did a commercial or I did a skit that said, go buy or go to McDonald's and eat you a chicken nugget. You're going to go buy you and eat you a chicken nugget. If I told you to go out here and slut out every single female that you saw because they don't want nothing from you but your money, there are men that are going to do it. If I said, ladies, give your body away to every single man, finesse every single dude, lie to, if I went out here on my social media and posted that, there are a lot of you that would not question it. You wouldn't say, why would somebody say something like that? That's a red flag. I need to analyze this. I need to push back on this. I need to challenge this. That's not normal. Now, there are people that will do it. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that will repost your boobs. Like if I was a woman and I had a nice body and I was cheeked out and all that, y'all will repost and share all of that. Celebrate her body and everything. Not understanding that you are helping further perpetuate a toxic cycle that gets passed on from child to adult, thinking that there's nothing wrong with over sexualizing yourself. You're just expressing freedom of expression, when we know that it goes deeper down the rabbit hole than that.
And that's what I'm, saying earlier. It goes back to the individual and how they see themselves and how they feel about themselves. It goes a long way. Let me paint you a picture quickly. Being an Arab, living in a Western world, I lost my identity. My father, my mother, we weren't allowed to expose any skin. We had to dress beyond modestly. And when I say beyond, and then I will go to school or my little jobs after school. I will see them, with cute little tops and shorts or skirts, and I wasn't allowed that. So I can see women, especially at a young age, they just want to fit in, they want to blend in, but they don't realize how it's portrayed. And then obviously the parents have got to step in, and so yeah.
Traditions have drastically changed and been modified. Scary. It's real horrifying to go from being this way, where modesty now is being ridiculed. Oh, you're old. You're old. You're out of style. How nobody wants you. Nobody likes you. And then you go from being modest to basically wearing your lingerie out in the public, and that's supposed to be normal. You're wearing beach wear to the store. What? And then on top of that, you are engaging in adult activity with spiritually, mentally, emotionally unavailable men who don't have the capacity to properly love anybody the way that they are supposed to. And then you take that, flip it, and put the blame on everybody else who had nothing to do with the decisions that you made based off of how you were programmed to believe this is supposed to look. I have nothing to do with the fact that you're attracted to danger, that you're attracted to power and this, that, and third. Some of that stuff is biological, but you're contorting it to the way that it's supposed to look and reflect. You're messing it all up. And people like Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion and them, they're not telling you what they are supposed to tell you because they have to sell records. They have to make the money back. They have to pay these corporations. They have to pay for their lifestyle. They're not going to tell you how brutal, how ugly and nasty it is to walk around being double-minded in your lifestyle.
Yes, I'm glad. Yeah, yeah. Whew.
Like we had these conversations all the time. I know y'all have seen them on multiple platforms and different variations. There are folks that can go into scholar mode and pull up historical events that coincide with why certain things don't connect the way that they're supposed to with the reality of modern society and the ways of the old. And I applaud them for being able to do that. That's a skill in itself. That's not my approach or my style. However, I can tell you from experience what I've seen, how it makes people mentally, emotionally drained. It makes people sick. It turns people into fucking nuts, into animals and savages. And then when Satan and when the world has done what it needed to do with you, it spits you out. You are no longer who you used to be. You're angry, you're confused, you hate people, you hate being around them, you hate dealing with certain types of folks. You don't know up from down, you can't tell who is of God and who isn't. But we be looking at these folks like they idols, like they're here to save us from our own destruction. No, they're contributing to it.
And that's what I like how you said you've lost yourself. That's what it is at the end of the day. You've lost yourself. You're so far gone. You don't realize that you live in this delusional world. You are watching these supposedly rappers and singers and people in the entertainment industry where they have their own demons. Oh my God. Do you know how many times, as you know and I know, how many times have we heard when they go to get their award, if they're at a award show, how many times they say, thank you for the man upstairs, or thank you, Heavenly Father, or thank God. That's the first thing that comes out of their mouth because they know, and I know that they're battling their own inner demons. And if your mind's not right, especially coming to women, like I said, everything's all about image. Everything. I don't care where you are, what you're from, what nationality, what background, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, if you are not right in the mind, you go down that rabbit hole. And it's scary because, if you don't feel good about yourself and if your mind's not right and your health is not right, or if you're going through some of your own stuff, yeah, you're clutching at straws. You're looking for, you're looking like you're searching, you're researching. And that's when you go down that rabbit hole because you're not, yeah, oof, oof, oof. Yeah, it's scary. I see these young children or, the teenagers or high schoolers, and I'm just like, you know, please be a good healthy human being. Just that's it. It's so simple. But hey, we have so much at our fingertips. Modern society, we're on steroids. Period. We have access of everything and anything at 24/7.
We got apps. We got DoorDash, call centers, Chat GPT. We've essentially become lazy, desensitized. When was the last time we really picked up a book and read?
I'm always reading books. I have 2 library cards, and I'm always printing off my scripts. But yeah, I'm one of the rare people. Are just like, well, you go to the library. So many people have commented at me. Go, what's wrong? They go, no, I've been told they still around. Yes.
Just imagine if everybody stayed in the books. I want to try to drive this home as much as possible. I don't have no dog in this fight. I'm not on nobody's side here. I would love for the truth to be revealed to everybody in their own time and fashion so that you would be spared from a cycle of pain and misery and regret for engaging in activities that are detrimental to your growth and your purpose and your calling. These people that's making millions and millions of dollars off of us, they don't give a damn about you, me, or the next person. And I was just I got you. I was just talking to Nat and Brandon about this yesterday. And I was like, and I'll use you as an example. Sarah, I am a Fortune 500 company and I would like to bring you on my team. We sell such and such and such and such. I need you to go and put out a commercial, and you must produce the best and most convincing commercial ad that you could possibly do. I need you to sell condoms. I need you to sell contraceptives. I need you to sell this type of music, and I need you to convince them that this is going to benefit them, and I need you to convince them that wearing this lingerie is going to be liberating and it's going to make them more respected in the community. I need you to sell and pitch the best commercial that you possibly can to the people to divide and cause separation between them, but you have to do it in a friendly way. You have to do it in a way that makes them think that you're on their side, because we're in a business. We're trying to sell something to them, and it's your job to create the audio, the visual. It's your job to create the staff, the voice behind it, and everything. That's exactly what all of this is. It's a big stage, and most of these people are following a script.
All about the hype and how you present it. How well can you pitch it? That's all it is. It's another self-made or self-bought success program that they find poor suckers to buy it and to pay for it. Why is Mr. Tony Robbins so successful? Because people are lost. People are looking for answers. Instead of doing your own work, your self-worth, instead of working on yourself, they're clutching at straws. And I am one of those people, because I thought, okay, let me see what they're about. I used to join all these groups, these 3-day weekends and blah blah blah. And after a while, I was like, yeah, they give me a short fix, or give me that high, but in reality, we all go back to our lives. And I'm telling you, Creed, I've learned more living out in the US. I have grown, I have developed, I have evolved. I see things differently on a more healthy, productive, and a solution matter. And you know how many people come to me because they see me, they go, you got a different way of how you do things or approach things. I go, yeah, I know now, it took me a long time. I know I'm the blueprint of like, let's find a solution. Let's work something out. That you can't beat, there is no shortcuts for inner work. No shortcuts. No self-tapes, no self-help books, no courses, no nothing can ever do the work for you. So Miss Cardi B, thank you for putting it out there on this fake ass, unhealthy, persona that you have portrayed and influenced the young. That's not life. That's not living. You need to stop it. You need to stop this delusional. You've created this delusional for a lot of people, and you lucked out. You influence a lot of people. And it's the young that actually don't know any better because they don't know. Most of them, they never pick up a book. You know what I mean? Who do you know that these days and age actually has a encyclopedias? Do you remember encyclopedias? Oh, Google. Everything's Google. No. Go to the library, pick up a hard copy, pick up a book, do the research.
For the record, this isn't about Cardi specifically for me. It's never personal and it's never a direct attack at nobody. But you niggas is making all y'all money off of us, so I'm going to address you. Sorry.
Sensational.
You're rich because of us. You have clout because of us. You have your cars and your homes because of us. Damn right I have an issue with you promoting such demonic content. Yeah, I got a problem with that. I have a problem with people who support it. There was a time and day where I rocked and listened to all of it. Smoked, drank. I drove around listening to all of it. 3-6, Mafia, all of it. But the older you get, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the more applied the wisdom attaches itself to that knowledge. And you start seeing things for what it really is. And it doesn't sit well in your spirit. It doesn't sit well in my spirit when I hear people say they sold their soul. It doesn't sit well in my spirit where in your lyrics is talking about shaking ass and this, that, and the third. And then I'm seeing kindergartners and seeing little boys out here walking around with guns posted up in abandoned houses, protecting properties that don't belong to them, having sex at indiscriminate ages. And you have the nerve to say, well, your parents are responsible for that. Your parents should be making sure that you don't listen to that. And that's true as well. But you too, you know that in order for you, let's keep the whole book. You know, if you don't produce this negative content, you have nothing else going for you. Yeah, you have a gift. You are a wordsmith, but you know that the world is feeding off of negativity. So you have the option of, do I want to do the right thing with my words, which give power of life and death, to do the right thing with it, or do I want to do the opposite? And what comes with that? And you chose your side. So I don't want to hear you don't know. You know. Now, as far as the woman in the video talking about you having these standards for this type of dude and that type of dude, that's absolutely insane. It's no wonder why nobody knows how to date or knows how to properly love anybody or knows how to properly look for the right things in people. I'll be damned if I'm going to listen to any of these folks give advice on anything. We're sacrifices to y'all.
And another thing, people are not communicating what we used to. Everything's done through text or everything's through an email. Pick up the damn fucking phone and let's have a real conversation. Let's talk it out. Let's hash it out. Like, yeah, like, unfortunately, Cardi and Megan have created a new phase, a new trend. They've got a team around them. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I know they're going through their own battles, their own demons, but hey, they can afford for you know, everything's at their fingertips. But it's unfortunately it's the average Joe that we're trying to. I want to be like them, and as I said, I don't know about you, but when I see them, I just turn it off. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear it. I'm like, this is yuck. This is disgusting. No, no, no. But I see people just love it. Oh my gosh, they think they're the goddess, and I'm just like, what am I missing right now? Yeah, they just flock to them. They want to be everything and anything like them.
The only reason I know about the stuff is because, well, this is what I do. I'm constantly right here. So if you have a concern or a care for what's going on in the community, you got to look at everything, not just one specific thing that rub you the wrong way. You got to go to the root of all of it. And the hypocrisy and the double standard part is always going to be an issue. Lotto, Cardi, Clarissa Shields dealing with a married man, and y'all all try to rationalize it and say, oh, I'm a victim. You're a victim of your own choices. Because none of us put a gun in your head and made you do that. I don't advocate for Chad and Tyrone. I don't like it. They are only profiting off of the toxic, hypergamous nature that you've allowed to be at the forefront of all of your lifestyle. So if y'all want to have this weird little, I'm attracted to this, but I'm not attracted to this thing, but oh, I'm gonna sleep with him on the first night, but I'm gonna make the dude that actually give a shit about me, I'm gonna make him wait for 2 years. If that's how you want to play it, Chad and Tyrone, they will consume it with a full plate and won't complain not a single time. They could be responsible and say, "You're a dumbass. Have more respect for yourself. You know I ain't shit." They could do that, but why would they do that? They want some pussy. Excuse my language, but it is what it is. Them niggas want some ass. And if you ain't got no self-worth or no identity, they're definitely going to partake. Why you think you running game on them? It's just a never-ending cycle. You think you having fun with the he ain't shit guy, and then you're gonna run back to the guy that you think is boring and safe, like you're having your cake and eating it too. But the one that's really losing out is you, because the guy with common sense does not want to deal with that. Women who hold themselves to a certain caliber, they don't give their body away so freely to any and everybody. They know how to control their highs and lows and ups and downs. They're not easily stimulated by some of this demonstrative, toxic way of thinking. That takes wisdom. That takes time. That takes being alone. That takes having a relationship with the creator. That takes interpersonal communication and self-reflection and introspection. You cannot come to that plane of existence merely hanging around everybody around you that does just different side missions on their own and think that you're going to find yourself through the mirror of somebody else's.
I'm glad you said that. It's, you know, there's certain women, certain men, you know, which, as we all know, are hoe buckets. And I'm just like, what? Do you feel good that you hooked up? Like, is that what makes you feel good about yourself? And I'm just, we've been around it. And I'm just like, and I look at them, I go, yeah, you're looking for a short fix. That's all it is. At the end of the day, there's nothing there. They're trying to fill a void. Yeah, I don't know. I just know I'm on another planet. We're both on another planet because we have standards and morals.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go
Is
ahead.
it possible for a woman to have a successful relationship being masculine and feminine at the same time? Can
Alpha,
can both of those survive in her dealing with a guy who is strictly masculine?
alpha females. That's what it is. Look at those kind of women. Alpha females. They don't have packs. They're running on their own. They run their own course. They have a mission. Eyes on the prize. I have been in relationships where I know I shouldn't be in the relationship. Those bastards bled me dry, physically, mentally, and spiritually. You got to have a strong, secure man that's going to be able to handle a woman who's not going to take any no nonsense or bullshit. Very far and few in between.
I don't know, man.
Did I answer the question or just added more?
I
Give you
got
more something.
it was that See,
It's got you thinking.
you're because it sounds like what you're saying is someone who has boundaries
Yeah,
who won't get walked over. What
yeah,
I'm what I'm
yeah.
talking about is someone who is trying to be like your parent when you're supposed to be, and like because I was raised to believe the man is the leader in the relationship. But if you're constantly bumping heads with your partner, then what is that? You know what I'm saying? You want to go out here and have fun until you 40, 50, 60 years old, go on ahead. But don't be mad when people don't want to attach themselves to that type of mentality. Life's short. We're trying to build over here. I don't need double-minded people over here in my circle. Why would you give your best years away to somebody that you know damn well you're never going to have anything with, and then come to me damaged, and then take out all of your past on me when I didn't have nothing to do with that? Seriously. But the music that they put out will have you think that these type of dudes are marriage material. You submitting and you're giving your best life and your best efforts. You're giving your best efforts away to people who probably, whether or not they got money or not, you're giving yourself away to these folks based off of what they can financially do for you and not for the type of heart they got. All right, they can afford to buy and send you wherever they want to go. Is that going to keep you from crying on your pillow every night, though? Or does it matter as long as your bills are paid? No, no. My final thoughts, and these are just my opinions, folks. Y'all can do what y'all will with it. So I'm not here to pass judgment. You can listen to whatever you want to listen to. I mean, take into consideration though, meditate on how it's really affected society, or if it ever did. Maybe to you, music has never changed anything. Movies, television, none of it has been responsible for nothing that has been reformed. But what if it was responsible for 60, 70% of what we're looking at? Now the game changes. These are just people I wouldn't support. I wouldn't be taking no type of life advice from unless it was them giving a testimony to how they kind of screwed up and made choices that had to humble them because they got ahead of themselves too much. SM, I appreciate you for stopping in. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We about to get up out of here anyway, but I don't know. Y'all might feel differently. Y'all might think completely differently about the music and the art itself. Matter of fact, last question. Is today's music art? Does it represent art? Does it represent hip hop? Does it represent soul? And does it represent R&B? Does it represent country? Is this music art, or is it something else? I got a live later on tonight, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Tap in if you're available. We got another show for y'all. I'm always in the laboratory. So shout outs to Sarah. I appreciate you for pulling up. I'm out. If you're not following me on YouTube, hit the link in the bio. Tap in, hit that bell, and do me a solid before you go.
Push the goddamn button.
Peace.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, maybe rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me they're tired as a brain on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep. Longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed. Begging that generations remember our story.